Hey everyone, welcome to Dog Talk, where we discuss all things Lawrence County High School athletics. I'm Autumn Blevins, and each episode I'll be joined by current students, staff, coaches, and athletes.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dog Talk. Today we are being joined by two fellow football players of the 2021 team. We'll go ahead and have you guys introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'm Alex Strickland. I play quarterback and safety.
And I'm Blue Fletcher, and I play running back.
All right, welcome, gentlemen, to Dog Talk here. We're going to start off with a few questions. So we'll start with Alex. So, Alex, you're the quarterback of the 2021. Been a quarterback for a few years. Just talk about how you got involved into the sport of football.
Honestly, a bunch of people in my family play it and coach it, so I kind of just grew up around it. And from the time I could really walk, I was playing football. It's kind of just in my blood.
And Blue, how did you get involved in the sport?
Yeah, ever since I'm little, I've been playing the sport of football. My dad got me into it, took me to the field, just threw balls to me, started loving the sport.
That seems like how most people start out playing the sport, and they play it all the way through their whole careers. They start young. It's usually a parent or grandparent or somebody that they're close to that get them involved into the sport. Blue, we'll ask you here. So what position do you play?
Running back.
Running back. You're just one side of the ball, no defense.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
I play quarterback and safety.
Quarterback and safety.
Yes, sir.
So have you always played that position all the way throughout high school?
No, I just played, honestly, like my sophomore year is when I started playing varsity, and I was just strictly defense. And then going into my junior year, I was planning on honestly playing receiver, and that's when our quarterback, he moved away, and so coach asked me to step up and play that position. Yeah, it was the first time I played quarterback.
What do you think makes you successful at that position?
I like to think that I can make fast decisions, like whether to keep the ball or hand it off, or be able to read the defense pretty well. Then my speed and agility, making the plays, reading the plays, I think that helps a lot.
So we'll ask you that same question, Blue. What do you think makes you successful at the running back position?
Yeah, well, my speed is decent. I'm just a hard-nosed running back, dude. I just put my head down and go get to the hole. Try to get as many yards as I can while I'm running the ball.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of football games over the years. I've always enjoyed going to football games, and actually I joined the team. It was halfway through the season, I think. During homecoming this year was my first practice through that week, and I think you have 14 practices or so before you can, officially dress. And I've always, by being young, I always loved the sport, but I grew apart from it, and I come back and just being around you guys and just being around Coach Short and all the stuff you guys do at practice, it was just awesome to be back around that. And so just speaking of that, just talk about the success you guys had this season at practice and during games. What goes into that to be successful. They hadn't had the successful season that you guys had.
Well, a big part of this year was conditioning. We ran a lot.
Without a
always
doubt.
better conditioned than the other team. That was a big focus point in practice this year, so I think that played a huge part in our success this year.
Talk about Coach Short for a minute, and talk about how he has impacted you guys as a football player.
As a football player, he's definitely impacted me a lot. One way is always pushing me to my best every practice, getting the best he can out of everybody and expecting the best. He knows what our capabilities are. He's just trying to get us to our max potential.
That's what a good coach does. They hold you accountable. They let you know your mistakes and how you can improve on your mistakes. And most of the time, most often, they know your capabilities. They know what you're capable of, and that just makes makes the player better, makes the coach better, and overall ultimately makes your team better. How does he manage to inspire the team as a whole and get them all on the same page? To be successful and what all that takes.
Honestly, I would just say repetition. We hate it. It's awful, but he just going through plays after play, doing it 100 times a practice, just going through the same thing, same routine. But it helps us a lot more than we think.
What do you think the most memorable game or the funnest game you guys have been a part of this year was?
I would say it was the Russell game.
Yeah.
They came in on a high horse. Thought they was going to blow us out of the water. We beat them by 11, I think, was the score. And we just fun game, all around great game.
Yeah, I remember I wasn't on the team yet for that one, but I was in the stands, and I remember coming to that when you both were ranked in the top 10 of the Class 3A, and so that was a highly anticipated matchup between you two. And to come out on top, like you said, by whatever it was, 11, and that just – I could see that being, memorable and fun just because of how highly anticipated it was and just getting a quality win over a really good team. We'll start with you, Blue. So you recently committed to Transylvania University to further your academic and athletic career. Talk about what are you looking forward to this year on the baseball field?
I'm excited to see what our full team is capable of. We got a transfer from Boyd County, Luke Patton. He's a real deal on the mound. We got a real shot to contend for state this year. So I'm excited to see how we're all going to come together and work as a team, play. You
got some good athletes on the baseball squad. I know you start early mornings, got the late nights, and I think that's why you guys are so successful. And Coach Feltner, he pushes you all, wants the best out of you guys, and that shows on the field. So last year you lost made it to region championship and lost there. Talk about that, and coming into this year, is that any kind of motivation and what that means to you to this is your last year, and most for all the other guys on the team, just how you want to get back there and make it to the state tournament.
Well, to me, on a personal level, it was a big game because JC was my old school, and it was heartbreaking losing to them in the championship, but it took a hard toll on the team last year. It was heartbreaking for those seniors and everything last year, but this year I think it's a big momentum boost and just confidence boost to try to get back and be even better and get past that this year. So I think it's going to play a big role in getting back there.
Exactly. Alex, what's next for you? Talk about the recruitment process and how that's been, and what would be next for you, football wise, career wise, after school. What's next?
Honestly, I'm really looking into going to the next level and playing college football. I've got a couple looks. I've visited a couple schools, and I really think that's what I'm going to do. I haven't made a final decision yet, but that's my plans.
What legacy, impact, we'll start with whoever wants to answer this, what legacy or impact do you guys hope to leave here as at Lawrence County with regards to what sports you play?
Honestly, don't take any practice for granted, or anything for that matter, because COVID hit us pretty hard about the middle of our high school. So just don't take any day for granted. Always go out with your best, all your motivation you can have. Give it your best at all times.
Yeah, you only get so many years of high school to play high school sport. Just come out every day, focus up, do hard, play hard, just go to work every day.
March of 2020, that's a big date in everybody's head, especially us high school, middle of our sophomore year. So, basically you lost a whole year, and that impacts a lot of high school athletes with recruiting, with all that stuff. Losing a whole year pretty much. So to be able to, just grateful for the opportunity at hand and take advantage of all the opportunities you get. All right, so next we're going to do a segment called, we're going to have a lightning round kind of, so we're going to ask a few questions and you guys just pick it up, and as I ask, you answer. Who's your all's favorite NFL teams?
The Bengals.
The Steelers.
I like the Bengals answer. I've always been a Bengals fan my whole life. Ever since I was young, it's just been Bengals or bust. And to be able to watch them in the Super Bowl this past weekend was something we haven't seen since the last time they reached the Super Bowl in 1988, I think. So to be able to watch them in the Super Bowl, not knowing if that's the last time you'll see them, to be able to watch your favorite team, that's pretty awesome. And the Steelers, we growing up, my dad's he's always instilled in my head that we don't like the Steelers. It's Steelers against everybody. And so next question, what's y'all's favorite food?
Honestly, probably a nice steak. I love steak.
Lasagna, 100%.
Lasagna. I like lasagna.
Steak and lasagna. Can't beat that.
Lasagna.
So what's your guys' favorite subject in school?
Probably math.
Lunch. No, probably math.
Lunch.
Probably math.
Got some math whizzes in here. So back to the football field. What's your guys' favorite drill to do at practice is, and what that drill consists of?
Probably 7-on-7. It's a nice little practice drill with most of the DBs, the running backs, wide receivers. You get 7 offensive players, 7 defensive players. Just throw some passes up, get some nice coverage going. It's a great drill.
Yeah, drill's always fun because one-on-ones, everyone gets heated, everyone's smack talking. It's just fun to go to your teammates with that sometimes. It's just fun to get out and do.
Yeah, it just makes everybody better at that point. Make them a better competitor.
Yeah.
So what's been your guys' favorite memory as a football player these past 4 years?
I'm probably gonna say, even though we lost to them, probably keeping it a 1-score game as the last game we played against Belfry. It was just a big confidence booster, letting us know that we could play with them and keep the 1-score game, even close to beating them. Just a great memory, even though we still took the loss.
I have to agree, and even though they made it to state and won, and we kept it pretty close the whole game, it was definitely memorable.
Yeah, the Belfry games are usually a big environment, great environment. I recently seen on Twitter that they're I'm not sure where this is at a current standpoint, but they're talking about how they're wanting to eliminate from playing inter districts on the football field. I know this doesn't affect you all as your seniors, but if you want to just talk about how that will be a game changer for the Lawrence County football program.
Well, next year our team's still going to be pretty solid all around, so I think they got a pretty good shot at doing something even better than we did this year next year. So it would be huge for them not to have to play them and have to try to beat them to move on. It would be huge for them.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we couldn't beat Belfry, because we're definitely going to be competitors next year, or
For sure,
competitors in our district. I'm not saying we couldn't beat any of those guys, but I definitely think that'd be a game changer from not just next year, but for the next years of Lawrence County football.
So what's perfect football weather? So like snow, rain, mud, 30 degrees. Just talk about what do you think the perfect football weather is for a game?
I don't like it too hot. It's got to be about medium temperature. So I'll say about 50. I like about 50 degrees.
Yeah, I like
that's cool.
50 to maybe 60. You don't want it too hot because you got to run around in them full pads. That gets hot anyways.
Yeah.
You don't want it too cold because once you start sweating and then you hit halftime, you're freezing.
So
Have you guys ever played in a snow game or?
No, I've never played.
I never played in a snow game, but I didn't play in it, but it was when we played Bull County my freshman year. I had to sit on the sidelines, and it was like -3 degrees. We went inside the school, and we were literally laying on the school tile, and they were warm. That was terrible.
And I know Lawrence County has a grass field, so and most of the teams you played this year, most have a turf field. So talk about the difference between that and what your preference is. So either grass or turf, what do you prefer to play on?
It just depends. There's different turf fields. You'll have you can have too much turf. And that's pretty rough to play in. I ain't gonna lie, and I hate getting turf burn. Turf burn is awful. But you can have a nice grass field. Raceland, they had a good field, but it was like playing in a swamp.
Yeah.
It was literally waterlogged. It just really depends on how the field's put together.
But that'll wrap it up today for the Dog Talk here with Senior Blue Fletcher and Senior Alex Strickland of the Lawrence County football team. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great day.